Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we ride the Hot Mess Express every day over here. Thank you for coming to watch my video today. Today I'm going to spend time catching up to record some videos for you guys since I haven't recorded in like 3 weeks almost. So I just got done filming my stuffing my new binders and life updates, so go ahead and watch that video if you haven't already. Because I won't be discussing the life updates and stuff like that in this video. That's what that video was for. That way I can kind of save a little time talking and focusing on what we're doing today. So today I want to show you guys how to set up your sinking funds. So this is my sheet that I made myself. This will be a template that's available on my Etsy shop if you guys are interested. And you guys know I have a crazy amount of envelopes, so I use 2 pages of my sheet. But if you do the digital download when it's available, then you'll be able to print as many as you need. So a lot of you will probably only use 1 page. And I do plan on consolidating some of these envelopes in the future because some of them are pretty similar. Like, let's see, now I can't find it. So like dining out and entertainment is kind of similar. So we could probably consolidate that into one thing, and like gifts and birthdays, that could be consolidated into one thing. So I'll work on that in the future. It might even be a video, I'm not sure yet. So, but today I'm going to go over how to set up your sinking funds. And I'm actually going to do this with you for my March sinking funds. And normally what I would do, like let's say if I was making the money that I was before, where it was me and my husband's income combined, I would do these sheets every time that we got paid, and that every time I was going to stuff sinking funds. Also, you guys, I said it in the last video, this fingernail's popped off, so please bear with me on that. I know it looks crazy. So this is actually going to be the only one that I probably do this month, because you guys know that we are lower on income right now, and we are expecting a baby. That is the only new life update I will tell you in this video. But we are expecting a baby, so we're trying to save our money and be wise about it. So I won't be doing as many sinking fund stuffings as I normally was accustomed to in my prior videos. So how I normally start this, you guys, I normally start every month with my upcoming expenses sheet, and I sit down and I write the date that the expense comes out, the bill, what the bill is, and the cost. And then over here I just say if it was paid or not, and then at the very bottom I'll put like any other outstanding things that are not necessarily expected to be paid every month, or not like a continuous payment. It's just a one and done thing once I pay it off. So I added my medical bills down here, and then I also put the paycheck dates. That way I can kind of figure out like what is coming out of what paycheck. So that helps me plan. So then I take this and I use my other sheet, which I have no idea. Oh, it's over here. So I have another sheet in here. This, and I would fill this out at the same time that I do my sinking funds. So I'd put the pay date, the amount that I have paid, any rollover amount or additional income, and then I write down all the expenses that are coming out for that specific paycheck. So then I total that up, and then I come down here and I write that total again, and then I write my income total that was from the top. I write the difference, and then in my notes I'll figure out like if I want to use all of that difference to put towards sinking funds, or if I want to leave some in the bank and take a certain amount out for sinking funds. That's how I come up with the number that decides like what is the total amount that I'm going to be stuffing. So for today, I know that I have $362. So I will write that at the top normally. I want to make sure you guys can kind of see that. So I went ahead and in the first column I wrote the name of all the sinking funds that, like all the names of my envelopes that I have, that I've decided are my envelopes. Now, you guys have to decide what is your priority envelopes that will get stuffed every time, and your non-essential envelopes, which may not get stuffed every time. So I can tell you guys for a fact, there's a lot of these that are not going to get stuffed today. And that's because we're working on limited money. So I'm going to stuff the ones that are more of my priority envelopes. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cross through the ones that we are not stuffing. And that will let me know that it's not getting any money today. And whatever my starting amount is going to be the same as the ending amount column. So unfortunately, there is a lot that I'm not stuffing today, but that's okay. If you're stuffing anything, period, this is what I say every time. If you have anything to stuff at all, whether it's $2 or $200, that is getting you to where you need to be. So I'm just going through and I'm crossing out the ones that will not be stuffed today, that are not really essentials to be stuffed. And then the rest we will stuff. So if you guys use this sheet or any variation of your own type of sheet and write down your sinking funds, I typically try to keep them in order, but I just reorganized all of my envelopes into new binders. So these will be out of order for this video, but I have a general idea of what is getting what. So if you guys have one of these sheets, you'll start with the sinking funds and you'll write down the name of your priorities and non-essentials. If you already know that you're not going to stuff something, then you don't even have to write it down. That's just totally your preference. This is just visual for me to know what envelope is getting something or not getting something. That way I can kind of compare over some months' time. So what we are not stuffing is gifts, spending, entertainment, dining out, vacation, birthdays, miscellaneous. Actually, that one we might have been stuffing, and I think I just accidentally did that. Stockpiling, bachelorette for my sister because that's this weekend and I already have enough money in there. Work, Europe trip, game systems, savings challenges, 100 envelope challenge, Valentine's, Thanksgiving, and taxes. Everything else will be getting stuffed in my actual stuffing video. This video is just to explain how to set this up. So then what I would do is I'll take all of my binders and I'll go through them and I'm going to write down the starting amount that I have in each of the binders. And it's easy for me because in every envelope, I don't even need to open it as long as I have it in the correct way I can see it. So in every envelope, I have these track your stack slips to keep track of my balance that is in the envelope. So, and these will also be available as well. So I look at the very last number that's on my balance, and then that's the number that I write down for my starting amount. So I try to do this every time. That way I can see the variation over time of what money I have in there or what money I don't have in there. So I keep it in here like this, literally where I can see it. So as I go along, I'll literally just write it as I see it. So we'll go ahead and do that. I might speed it up if anything, if you guys don't want to watch me do all that. But so starting with gifts is 70. And like I put on here, I'm not stuffing gifts, but that shows me what I have in there, period, if it's anything. So that I'll just carry that directly over the ending amount since I know I'm not stuffing that as well. So then we have Christmas has 80. And we'll just kind of do it like that. So spending has 28. And that won't be getting anything. In fact, I'm probably going to take that out. Savings is 250. I'll carry the spending over 2. Entertainment, 50. Car, 175. And you just kind of do it like that. if this is how you want to do it. This is the way that I do it because I'm a visual person and I like to see where my money is coming or going. So like if I wanted to at the end of the year, I could look back at my first one that I did for the year and compare it to my last sheet. It's purely for me being a visual person and kind of analytical in a way. So I like to see that stuff. Vacation is $120. We're carrying that over. Electronics has, and see, this is why I normally turn it over because I can't see. Electronics has $240. Emergencies has $200. And that's it for that one. So I'll go to one of my other 2 binders. Birthdays has $40. Put that to the side. Carry it over. Then I have medical bills, which is on the next sheet here. Apologize, guys. I know it's kind of wet because I just moved all these into these envelopes. So, medical bills has nothing. Then we have Europe, which has $40. And it's also getting nothing, so it will keep $40. Personal property is $175. Work, $12. It's not getting anything. Investing is getting $80. I think that might be. Or it has $80, I mean. Then we have Savings Challenges, which has $175. That's just this big one here. $5 Challenge has $35. $1 Challenge has $38. Amazon, $60. Student loans, $250. Taxes, $148. I'm not putting anything in there because I haven't done any Instacarting. So there's that one is done. So it goes pretty quick once you get into your rhythm. So, and if you set things up better, unlike me, then you will definitely go a lot faster too. So Sister Bachelorette has $80 in there. And we're not putting anything. Honestly, this will probably be, I'm just going to put $80, but it's probably going to be $0 after next weekend. Gas has $200. Animals, move this over a little bit. Animals has $51. Clothes has $30. Baby has $48. Donation has $15. Game system has nothing. Which one was that on? see it on here. Oh, duh, right in front of my face. 0. Plus I'm not getting anything. Then we have office has 50. Fixer Upper, which is also home, is 122. Finals has 50. And these are for vinyl records. Stockpiling or couponing has 40. It won't be getting anything else this week. Miscellaneous has 20. Then we have business has $100, which I'll also probably take some out at some point too because I just bought all my business stuff. So I need to pay myself back. Thanksgiving has 15 and Valentine's Day has nothing. So we'll do those last two. And those aren't getting anything either. And 100 envelope, I'm not going to fill out because I have not put exact amounts in there. I put over the amount in some envelopes. So I'm not going to count that until I'm done with it. So that is how I would go about going through and getting my starting amounts. So then what I do from there, and some of you guys might have a lot quicker of a process than me. I will admit, my personal process for configuring out how much is going to each envelope per week is really long and exhausting because what I do is I try to get like exact amounts for stuff down to like the denomination that I'm going to be putting in the envelope. So it gets very confusing for me. But what I'll do to figure that out, and you guys can use this way, or if you find it too confusing, that's absolutely okay. And you can watch other people's videos and see how they do it. So what I do is I take my paper, my template, I write at the top how much money I'm going to be stuffing. So this week is 362. And I'll have a calculator next to me. And I'll also write out a breakdown. So I did a breakdown here of the denominations that I have. So I have 10 20s, 13 10s, 2 5s, and 22 1s. So from that, I go through and I decide, okay, from these sinking fund envelopes, which ones are more of a priority to stuff first, or which ones might require me to stuff more. So, for example, gas is one I normally try to stuff a higher amount. Emergencies, I normally try to stuff a 20 every time. Personal property tax and student loans are also higher amounts that I typically like to stuff higher bills. So I'll go through and I'll pick those ones out and I'll think to myself, what is an appropriate amount that I want to take out of my total sinking funds money to put towards those categories. And as I do it, so for example, for gas, I want to put $60 this week. And this number may change for you across, whenever you do your sinking funds. It may not be consistent every time you stuff, just depending on if you have extra money that week or don't have extra money that week. Or if it's not a variable expense, but if it's a fixed expense, like if you also stuff your bills, then those you'd want to break down the total by paycheck to see what is the amount that you have to take out of every paycheck to make sure you have that total amount when the bill comes out. These for me are not so much as strict because they are sinking funds and I can kind of maneuver a little bit more freely than if I was also stuffing for my bills. So for gas, like I said, I want to stuff $60. So if I know I want to stuff $60, I'm going to write that next to that sinking fund. So I know it's getting $60. So first of all, I can also calculate my end amount very easily from that. If I'm adding $60 and I had $200 to start with, then I'm going to have $260 as my ending amount. So then from that $60, I'm going to break it down normally and decide, okay, I have 10 20s, and gas will more than likely either get deposited back into the bank account, or we might pay in cash sometimes. So given those two factors, I would rather have larger bills so I don't have to go to the cashier or go to the ATM and sit there and pass out 61s. You know what I'm saying? So this one I know for sure I want 3 20s. That way it's just the largest amount that I have and I get rid of it. So then as you're doing your denominations, you figure out, okay, that's 3 of my 10 total 20s that I have. So now I know I only have 7 $20 bills left to spread among other envelopes that I'm stuffing that may be $20 or above. So that's kind of how I figure it out. It is pretty complicated for me, but that's just how my brain works. So definitely find a system that works for you. But that's how I do that. So we'll just go down to the next one, which is Christmas. It has $80, and I'm only putting 5 this time. So that could either be one $5 bill, or it could be 5 ones. I decided to do 5 ones because I know I only have 2 $5 bills. And so you can decide. I mean, you don't have to do 3 20s. If you're planning whatever way that you plan to pay for stuff, you by all means do it your own way. This is just how I do it and kind of think about it. But if you wanted to do 120 and the rest 10s, you could do that. So this is just the way that I kind of break it down and figure it out. So first I figure out though how much money I want to go in that category. So then I'll have 85 in Christmas. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have more questions on it, just let me know. Maybe I could break it down a little bit better. Because trust me, I know it's pretty confusing. But I try my best. So savings, I know I want to add 56. So then we should have 306, I believe. If that's not right, let me know. Car would be the next one. We're adding 20. So then that'd be 195. Then groceries, we're going to add 10. So it'd be 40. And now I'm just going to go through and do all these in pen, so it's a lot faster when I go through. So electronics is getting 20. Emergencies is getting 20. Investing is getting $2. Clothing is getting $2. Business, 10. Baby, 30. Miscellaneous, nothing. Stockpiling, nothing. Vinyl records, $2. Home or fixer-upper is $3. Not stuffing the bachelorette one. Work, not getting anything. Office, I think is also not getting anything actually this week. So we're going to cross that out. Put our final total as what is in there, which is 50. Personal property tax is getting... And I have a little cheat sheet over here. That's why I know what is going in there, if you guys were wondering. $40. Donate is getting $2. Those aren't being filled. $1 challenge is getting $2. $5 for the $5 challenge. Animals is getting 20. Those aren't getting anything. 20 for Amazon. Student loans, 20. And medical bills, 30. So once I write that all down next to the sinking funds, then I would go through and break down what denominations I want. And if you guys have extra money, if you've been cash stuffing, you can always switch out stuff. I just prefer to have the exact amount. That way I don't confuse myself, because I will get flustered if I get down to the last envelope and I don't have the right denominations. So this is why I make it extra complicated, more so than it needs to be. So then you would go through and use a calculator, and I don't know if I have one on hand, but you would use a calculator and just basically add the amount that you added here that is going in the envelope to your starting amount to get your ending amount. And then I go through and I go add up the entire column under starting amount for each 2 pages, and that's what I write as my starting total at the bottom here. And the same for my ending amount. I go through the entire column and add them all up, and that's my ending total. So if you're wondering why I do that, that's so I know, like, hey, maybe I need to be saving more and spending less during my paychecks if my end total is less than my starting total. So that would let me know that I'm not really saving anything. I'm actually spending more than necessary. So the goal is to have a higher end total than a starting total. It just depends on what your sinking funds are and what you're able to save and not touch versus what you're going to be spending during the week. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. I'm sorry that I kind of jump around a little bit. But hopefully that was, I explained it in a way that was understanding for you. If not, please leave your questions below, because I'd be happy to address them or maybe explain something better of how I do things. And everybody who does cash stuffing has a totally different way that they do stuff. So you might take little, things here and there from different people, which is awesome too. So that is going to conclude this video. And my next video will be actually stuffing these sinking funds that we just built together using this sheet. So hopefully that video will go a lot quicker then, because I have everything worked out and I know exactly what denominations I need. So hopefully that can be a quick, relaxing video for you guys. As far as cash stuffing goes, it'll be just very straightforward. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. Hopefully you're enjoying them. Thank you for coming back to watch my videos after my hiatus, and thank you for being understanding of that. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you would like to know why I haven't been making videos, or what the plans are for my channel in the future, go ahead and watch my stuff new binders video plus life updates, and that will tell you all that you need to know. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, whenever you might be watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!